Hey, want to hear my impression of a bird? Tweet, dang it! Tweet! Welcome back to Against the Iron Storm. I'm Dread Canary. The game is Against the Storm, and we are playing an Iron Man series where if I lose, I have to delete all progress and start over from the beginning. We are playing every difficulty twice, and then upping the difficulty with the hope of eventually getting to Prestige 20. Now, as you can see, we've won an odd number of games, which means we are not advancing the difficulty just yet. Now, that said, I am noticing that my volume seems a little bit loud to me, so I'm going to continue to turn down the game volume. Not only there, but also in my ears, so bear with me just a moment. Actually, let's leave this alone. Let's go here. Let's go here. And we're going to drop this master volume down just a little bit for me. There we go. That sounds like a nice venue. Now, this is being recorded on January 2nd, 2023. We're still in the camps update. And let's take a look at what's about. Oh, the Ruined Armory. This is actually one of the few deeds I'm missing on my main save file. No villagers will die when attacking a trader. That's fun. And there's 2 copies of it. Might have to take that. Which means I might have to attack a trader. I don't generally attack traders. I don't like it. But, you know, bunch of free resources couldn't hurt. Levitating monuments always fun. I like being able to move my cities around. Because this just lets you move most buildings. And let's take a quick look at our tech tree before I really decide where I want to go. If I go to upgrades, we do need some artifacts if we can get them, but mostly what we need is food. So it doesn't really matter where we go so long as we get food. Oh look, someone showed up in chat. Hello! My most consistently available fan has taken to using a wavy emoji. That's fun. Welcome, welcome. Let's go ahead and do... I think it's been a while since we've done a Coral Forest game. Or... yeah, let's do a Coral Forest game. Leaving it at Prestige 3. We have 2 that are sets of 9. One with all beavers, which I really love, and one with beavers and humans. And you know what? I do like the extra time. I feel like I want... oh, we got 4 points to work with, so I can't get the herbalist camp even if I want to. It's generally a good idea to get oil if you can, just to deal with some early glades. Coal can be great. It also gets used for early glades, and it's my favorite form of fuel if we need it. Bringing along some bricks might be nice to make some quick human housing. And then, of course, food is always welcome. Though in a coral forest where you can get meat out of trees, food isn't as big a deal as it is on, say, the Scarlet Orchard. So I'm going to go ahead and go with my instincts here. I'm going to go with coal. We're going to name this something like, I don't know, chrysalis. There we go. It's a new year. Things are changing. Let's go ahead and see how we do on Prestige 3. Now remember, the highest we've gotten was Prestige 4 on this run. My personal save file, I've gotten it to like... in the summer, I hit Prestige 20. Just the other day, I got Prestige 16 on another run that's working its way up the chain. So it's not that I haven't played higher Prestige levels. It's that we haven't done it in Iron Man mode. Those save files are all being done with everything fully unlocked, all the upgrades, all the bells and whistles, all the toys. But let's check out our mysteries. Heavy drops. So, in Drizzle, plus 5 Spark Dew production. So we can get a lot of Spark Dew. That's very nice. Fog, we need housing or people move slower during the storm. That's annoying, but it's not bad. 3, Ancient Flames sacrifices burn faster. That's real bad for sacrificing if we get to Hostility 3. At Hostility 4, production buildings continue to generate blight rot during the storm. And also in 4, villagers might eat twice as many goods when using services. So nothing here is terrible. I think the biggest one is Faint Flame, though, of course, Blight Rot Mutation might be a problem if we get certain other cornerstones. And, of course, Ruined Armory, so I can attack traders kind of with impunity. I don't really want to stop traders from coming, and if you attack them too often, they stop showing up at your settlement, because why would they come? Diverse flora is very nice. We get 3 types of trees with 3 bonuses. Yes. And villagers might get bonus yields the higher the hostility goes. So that's a nice little counterbalance to some of the higher hostility problems. Of course, we need to get the 4 additional points for being on Prestige 1. Cisgeneration is doubled, and the hearth gets corrupted much faster from Prestige 2. And re-rolling blueprints costs quite a bit for Prestige 3. Okay, we've got the classic setup. They recently revamped the generation of your initial zones so that you can get a couple of layouts. We're going to want, of course, a woodcutter's camp. And a woodcutter's camp. And just for good measure, I'm going to throw down a woodcutter's camp. We are also going to put a trapper's camp over here by these insects. And a stonecutter's camp here. And we'll go ahead and start. Now, on top of that, we want to make sure this is a human to get the lower impatience growth, so we can get it at 0.15 per minute, giving us more time. We're going to go up to speed 3. And let's take a look at these. Oh, I love the guild house. The guild house is so good. But the granary and the cookhouse are also very nice, especially since both humans and beavers like biscuits. Beavers like pickled goods. Weaver is always solid to get a nice... I'm going to go with the cookhouse here. I don't know if I should, but that's what I'm going with. Of these, the small farm and the plantation are the most appealing. Because I just got the cookhouse, right, the grill is not nearly as much of an upgrade as it otherwise would be. Increasing the value of camps is quite nice, but sometimes I'm able to buy this off of other people, and I've got fertile ground in my starting zone, which means that I know right away I'll be able to farm something, plus humans get that racial bonus to farms. Now the question is, vegetables and grain. Grain is the most efficient way to make flour, if I get a building that makes flour, and vegetables are not efficient at all. They're terrible. Versus berries, which are much more efficient, and plant fiber, which will make sure I'm rolling in cloth. I'm going to go ahead and go with the plantation here. Okay. Now, bakery would give us pie and pottery, because we've already got biscuits at 2 stars, so I'm not going to look at this so much right now. Training gear, not useful. Pigment, we can make in the cookhouse. Like, training gear is not useful for either of the 2 guys we have. Pigment, we can make in the cookhouse. Packs of provisions are very nice, though not if I... Well, maybe if I attack traders, we'll see. The clothier, both of these guys are the 2 that wear coats, so that's very good, but 2 1-stars isn't great. I'm going to go over here with the furnace, because 2-star for bricks is the best you can get for bricks. Being able to make copper bars at all may be useful if we get copper. And, I don't know, pie rounds out... I'm not excited about pie, I'm going to be honest. I didn't care about pie, but pie is just a great argument for why I shouldn't take the bakery. So that's our initial setting. Let's make sure all of these are avoid glades. Very good. And let's go in here. And they've made a new thing where you can set default burning preferences. And on a previous save, I did that in a different game. And apparently it's applying it across the board, so I don't even have to tell them not to use the other fuels right now. And let's go ahead and set up a crude workstation. The furnace is a 2x2. We'll go ahead... Oh, no, it's a 3x2. Okay, we'll put it here. Take a look at our first set of orders. 4 provisions, 4 packs of crops, gets us 4 villagers, which is nice, 20 wheat, which I don't care about, and 10 amber, which is nice. Or if we can get 5 tools, we can get 10 of every building material. I think I'd rather go with the delivery here. Ooh, 3 packs to get +1 to fabric production is great. The +1 grain production would have been very nice if I kept the small farm, but I didn't. That said, 4 parts is nothing to sneer at. On the other hand, I will definitely complete 2 glade events. So this seems like it'd be easier to do, but it only gives 3 parts. It does give 4 people, but I'm already getting 4 people from a different thing, and I don't want to get too many people. And of course, 30 jerky is decent, but it's not as permanent a buff as the +1 to cloth production is. So I'm going to go with the long-term economic boon. And again, I just really love these +1 productions. The wildfire essence is nice, the coal is nice, but the +1 to coal or to copper, if we encounter copper, can be fantastic. So let's go ahead and take this and hope that it pays off. Meanwhile, +1 beaver resolve for every 70 wine produced, and we are already making berries. So we just need a set of containers and something that makes wine. That could be very nice. Gaining 30 meat every time a villager dies or leaves, I don't love if I'm not going to purposely let people die. And the same issue with the blood price contracts. I'm going to go with Vineyard Town, which I generally don't do because I don't like having my people just scale happiness automatically. But you know, sometimes you gotta. And I think we're at the point where I need to just make sure I win, and then worry about getting as many resources as possible later. You know. Let's see. So this needs 2 bricks, and then it's going to be able to make its own bricks. So we're going to set a hard cap on bricks here. And we're going to set, just to make sure we don't make too many, and use all of our resources, I'm going to put 1 human on that, set a cap of 10 on the other 2 things. That should let us build a furnace. Now, of course, once we've made our 2 bricks, which I don't have anything to which to make bricks, do I? So let's go ahead and say we can make bricks out of stone if we need to. And I'm going to take that last human and toss them in the stonecutters camp. Humans and beavers tend to be fairly happy, so we're not too fussed about getting them housing in the first year. We've got decent amounts of fuel, so that's nice. We do need to think about getting a blight fighter thing up and running as soon as possible. And that's kind of why I started in this area, because I was going to just set it right here in the heart of our town. I could probably set it further away because the blight fighter thing doesn't... Well, no, they do have to get supplies, and they would get those from the main warehouse, so that works. And since I cluster all of my building infrastructure around my main warehouse, that'll work out quite nicely. Now this, we're gonna swoop up here and put a plantation right there, which means we're gonna want a road cutting along this side. Well, that's interesting. That's very interesting. What if I don't put this here, in defiance of my usual habits, and instead park it right there? Seems nice. And then I will put my cookhouse directly opposite. Love that. That, I think, looks beautiful, and it doesn't look like my usual towns, so we're getting a little bit of variety up in here. Oh, there go our bricks. That's great. And let's turn off brick making, because once we have our 2 bricks, we can make this. That's another setting they've changed. I've set it to auto pause whenever I hit the storm, so I can quickly fire my workers if there's something especially bad coming. Now, in this case, I'm not going to need to, because as you can see, my people move slower because they don't have housing, but they're not unhappy because I have the 2 most stable races for my starting set. Which is a very nice position to be in. Beaver's resolve is now low, but that's okay, because I think by the time it gets all the way around, we'll have already gotten through the storm. Boop. Alright, so looks like we're going to have harpies. Great. Let's go ahead and take this. And then up here, I do not like automatically killing villagers, so we're not going to do this one. Lowering hostility, but being unable to sacrifice resources. Normally, like, this can be dangerous, but keep in mind that if we get to hostility 3, our ability to sacrifice resources gets really inefficient anyway. That was one of our initial mysteries. So we're going to go ahead and take Baptism of Fire. Trade Hub is also super powerful if I want to go into trading. But I'm going to go with Baptism of Fire here because lowering hostility is very powerful. We're going to take our nice 2 new harpies. We're going to shove them in the trapper's camp. We're going to fire this human. So the human and the beaver that we've got loose can walk around and build all those things that we kind of had built up. We're going to turn off all of this because we are going to want to get, we'll say no more than 50 bricks. Not that we're going to get that far. And of course I do have 10 cloth already. We also want to go ahead and build our pair of rain collectors that I always build. Where can I get another human? You don't have to be a human. Let's toss 2 humans in the plantation. And you know, at the moment, I don't think I'm too worried about plant matter. So we're going to toss them in the plantation, but we're going to have them only do berries to just generate as much food as possible for now. Our spare woodcutter's camp is going to be set to the side. And we're going to queue up a harpy house for after everything else is done. Let's see, 2 ancient tablets getting us +1 packs of production packs. That's decent. 20 amber and 2 villagers. That's fine. Completing 5 trade routes and selling goods worth at least 15 amber to a trader or trade route is a good economic boost, resulting in some bricks and water skin production. I don't love either of these, but I'm going to go with ancient artifacts. We only have the smoldering city to trade with for a while, so not too fussed about getting that one done. Humans and harpies will both eat jerky, and if I get a building that makes jerky, this could be huge. Plus there is meat in the trees, and getting 2 more villagers is always nice. Opening up 5 glades would take a while, but it's definitely something I'm going to have to do anyway, and it syncs up nicely with the TikTok quest that we already have. So I think we're going to go with meat treats here. Bear with me just a moment. Okay. Didn't want to cough directly in your ear, so I quickly muted myself. Let's go ahead and continue. We're a little strapped for workers at the moment, but I don't see that there's much I can do about that, though I do need to get that blight post up and running, which means I need to get someone working in the furnace. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fire these 2 harpies and have them construct the town as soon as we get to the next season, because that's when these guys will be collecting berries, and that way we'll be sure to still have some food coming in the whole time. So as soon as they deliver these, whoop, whoop, you didn't know that you could use stone. Okay. This needs bricks. We've got a decent amount of crystallized dew. There is some stone down here. Lovely. Of course, harpies are building their housing immediately. That's nice. I should think about getting a makeshift post up off the ground. And they've already built that. Wonderful. go ahead and force delivery as soon as these bricks are done so we can make this. And then I'm going to chuck a harpy in there, or maybe two, so we can try to start combating the corruption of the hearth. We don't want to let the hearth get too corrupt. I'm always shocked at how fast this goes. Like, we're already 20 minutes into a recording, and we're only on year 2. It's lovely. Okay. So we're going to put 2 harpies in here. Yes, 10 is great. We're going to set a cap of 10, make sure we don't use more than 100 of our wood. It auto-paused, but that is fine. Now, there's no reason to leave it at hostility 2 when I can just pop out 1 person and lower that hostility nicely. I may want to lower the hostility again by firing my woodcutters, but for now, at least, I think we're okay until the woodcutters get to about half. And then I'm going to fire more. I don't want to burn more fuel to lower hostility if I can just fire these guys. Yeah, so we just pop those out. And as soon as we rehire them, we're going to cut our way into that glade. Meanwhile, I'll fire one more guy. Actually, let's fire both of these. We'll stick this to the side as well. And now people are happy. And that's lovely. Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo. Alright, so let's rehire these. And then we're going to take this over here and rehire these. Our next one, 1 human resolve for every 70 incense produced, or another +1 beaver resolve for every 70 wine. Or more villagers. I don't really want more villagers. I'm going to go with the religious settlements, because I believe that chopping down the trees counts. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I believe chopping down trees counts, and some of these trees will have incense in them. Let's go ahead and take the double beavers and a human. No, let's take a harpy. Let's take a harpy and just completely max out our blight post. Now I'm leaving these 2 humans. I want them to be harvesting food, but I'm leaving them right now to build the town as much as possible, which I'll be honest isn't that much. And I want to throw them up here. You know, let's go ahead and fire this beaver and have him collect the rest of the stone. I'm leaving the humans to deal with this, which we can do with coal, and that's why I've got the excess coal. So let's go ahead and assign 2 humans and get in there, and that's going to lower hostility once it's done. But in the meantime, it raises hostility significantly. So let's do that. And that's wonderful, because that lets me then justify putting a beaver here. That lets me justify putting... get rid of that. We're going to put 2 beavers here, and we'll put a beaver here, because I think we've got plenty of leftover wood that I don't need quite that many woodcutters while the forest is hostile. It'll take them 4 minutes. Each season is 3 minutes long. So by the time they deliver everything, there they go, we should be done halfway through clearance. And that is excellent. That's going to get us exactly what we need. So the hostility will drop back down. How much? 3? Yeah, 3 sets plus the 50. And then, of course, remember that when we burn every 3 blight rod cysts, we will lower hostility further. So that's going to help manage that. These guys don't need to be doing anything, so I can fire them, actually. Put one here. I just have to remember to rehire them before we get into the storm. Okay. Well, we can really lean into the idea of getting wine. Or we can get a market. Let's go ahead and lean into wine. We're gonna lean into the concept of wine, and we're gonna get this advanced logistics because I'm already set up for it. Like, I'm already set up for it as soon as these get built, and we are getting the required materials to build it, so it's very, very nice. So currently, things I need to remember to rehire are my beaver woodcutters and my harpy blight fighters. But for now, they can start working on this 100 spark dew that we need. These beavers are done collecting that stone, so let's move this up here, where they can collect more stone in a bit. I think that it'll take us long enough to lose happiness that I can go ahead and hire them right now. I think. I could have rehired them earlier, but that's okay. We've got them working now. I've got 2 loose humans, so let's go ahead and fire that guy and put him back here. We have some building materials, so I'm willing to fire these guys as well. And put one here. We're going to just shove that up along this side. Let's build ourselves another harpy house, because harpies are the most finicky of the 3 races that we have. So our harpies are all housed. We will need some other housing going up shortly. Let's go ahead and put a human house here. And let's go ahead and prep a pair of beaver houses like that. Actually, let's go ahead and prep 4 beaver houses. That's not where I wanted that. Let's delete it. And put a beaver house like so. We also, at this point, should be thinking about getting a trading post. Now, I can run... You know what? I like the idea of putting the trading house just... Or the trading post, I should say, right here. So that's where we'll put it. We're going to run this up this way and down here. Love that. Okay, now we're in the storm, and of course people who don't have housing are moving slower. We have plenty of fuel, so I don't need to have this many woodcutters, so I can easily go down to Hostility 1. And it's going to take beavers a while to lose that much happiness, especially while I'm building the nice new housing. So let's go ahead and toss, not you. I'll toss these 2 in here. Oh, right. Now they should easily be able to clear out the blight rot cysts that we have, and pretty soon here I'm not going to ever want to take them out. I'm just going to permanently want to leave them staffed, because the risk of forgetting to rehire them is much more than much worse than the productivity loss of not having people working in there. And let's go ahead and add this in. And now that we've got enough that Jorg can arrive, let's wait for our villagers. Ooh, +1 wood production, but lose all stored fuel. This is great. Gain 4 crystallized dew for every 20 resin. This isn't. Boosting resolve. I don't love that. Woodcutter's prayer. How much would I lose? I'd lose 40 coal. I don't love losing 40 coal, but I love getting flat +1 bonuses. So let's go ahead and take it. Which is, bad. But then we can go here. I can get 1 more harpy. Love that. I think I love that. Yeah, I love that. I'm taking 1 more harpy. So I've got 3 here. I'm going to put 1 in the rain collector. I'm going to put 2 humans on gathering the insects. And I'm going to put this beaver back here. And with that, I don't think I'm going to need this, because with the +1 gain from wood, I think I'll have enough wood production without needing a third. And the only reason I would need a third is to chop down glades faster. And I'll worry about that when we get to late game. Now, obviously, I do need to start thinking about packs of goods soon, and I do want to trade with this guy. I'm just letting us build up a few more resources first. Go ahead and finish this road. That looks nice. Free incense when we produce roots. Seems okay. Food production speed is great. Farmer carrying more is really good for clearing out everything from a harvest. And pottery production not so hot. So let's see if we can get 11. I'm willing to sell herbs because I can make berries into provisions, no problem. And we're growing plant fiber this year, so I'm not fussed about this. And that gets us most of the way there. So if I sell berries, okay, so that would get us enough to get the farmer pack, and that's huge. Is there anything else we really need from here? I don't think so. I mean, we could get this for packs of crops. Okay, 2019 and 43. We need 7 packs of crops. Six times 7 is 42. So we need 42 plus we need 11. And to do that, we were willing to sell all of our herbs, all of our plant fiber, and as many berries as we need to. Haha! Oh, that's real good. That is real good. So we trade that. We get this. We go here. Wonderful. I will put 2 humans in here. We're going to make 7. Like so. Like so. Thank you. We are going to make 7. Perfect. And then we are going to use... I don't want to use... I actually want to use fabric for this. And we only need 4. That should work beautifully. Everyone's employed. I've got sources of food coming in. We've completed the dangerous glade. I think this looks like a good start. This looks like a really good start. This is the kind of the start that makes me wonder how I managed to lose previous prestige runs. Like, this is good. As long as we go slow and we just get our economic advantages, we should be okay. Because we've got consistent food already. We've got a decent amount of productivity going on. The small trapper's camp is out of stuff to get, but that's fine. There's another one up here. And in fact, I'm going to move this so we can clear out this area. At some point, I need to start thinking about that stone so I can get more bricks, because I do need to make more housing, a lot more housing. But, you know, we're looking good so far. See, that'd be 8, which is all the human housing I would need. This is 8. That's all the beaver housing I will need, at least for now. So I've got housing queued up for everybody. Hey, there we go. There's some packs. Orders. Let's start with this one. And now all we need is 1 more pack of crops, which we're already making. Beautiful. So let's turn off this. let's turn off this for now. I'm going to want to make a lot of packs of provisions soon so I can do trading, but that doesn't seem to be a priority immediately. Go ahead and turn off this too. So as soon as these humans deliver all of that, they'll have nothing left to do. Beautiful. And that'll let me turn in this order, which gets us more people. And let's take a look at what we have going on. So we've got 2 harpies that aren't doing anything at the moment, and they don't have housing. We have 14, 23 altogether, which is not quite enough beaver or harpy housing queued up. So let's go ahead and queue up just a little bit more. I'm thinking we'll put a beaver house here and a harpy house on the end. Run roads all the way that way. Next order. Open 4 caches. Love that. We'll need to figure out how we're going to get tools, but opening caches is great. Oh, and we've got more buildings we can get, don't we? Okay, so we know that we need a guild house at some point, and we need to be able to make wine. But at the moment, I think the supplier is our best bet, so we can get more efficient planks, and also the ability to grind flour will let us then use our cookhouse to make biscuits. All 3 of these races love biscuits. So I'm going to take a supplier. And on top of a supplier, herb garden is tempting, but so is a trapper's camp. And we all know how much I love the forum. I love the forum so much. I love the forum so much. Let's go ahead and take the forum. Which means I need a place to put a forum. Where can I put a forum? I could put a forum there. Yeah, let's put a forum there. And what we're going to do is we're just going to run this road one further back, and it'll go straight into the tree line because it has to. But we put a forum like so. And then I'm thinking that we will put a little, I'm feeling a bench here. And right behind that bench, maybe a wall crossing. Because I need to start thinking about decorations to get that nice global resolve boost that you get for having a decorated city. And of course, I forgot to put down my supplier, which we wanted here, but we can't because this is in the way. So let's go ahead and clear out this. I'm just going to swoop these guys over this way real quick. And put a supplier down. We're going to actually increase the priority of the supplier. Now we are in hostility 3, which we really can't handle. We've got plenty of fuel still, and of course the wood cutting thing means that we will get so much wood. You are out of stuff. That's excellent. Let's go ahead and move you down here. And let's fire all of these guys. Just bring us down to a nice hostility 1. Should be very good. Of course, you have way more than we need. There go a lot of our assists, so we are getting some reductions in hostility there too. Oh, that needs bricks. Well, with that needing bricks, we should probably... Let's see. Let's put stone. Yeah, let's put a couple of harpies on collecting stone, and we will throw a beaver in here to make bricks out of that stone. Yeah, we need so many bricks. We only need 2 for that, so if I delete this, and then I put it back up, they should be able to automatically use those bricks to just go and go to the supplier. 1 gold will resolve for every 2 caches open, gain 30 meat. We'll do this. And that means I need to immediately hire my woodcutters again. I like that mix better. And the reason I like that mix better is because the supplier counts as a cloth building, which means harpies like working in it. And that's amazing. They're definitely going to make flour and planks. Not water skins, but flour and planks. We'll set a cap of 50 planks. We've got a cap of 50 bricks. This should no longer make planks at all and should only make fabric, of which we're going to raise the cap to 20. And we are going to get rid of this. Now, I really should be thinking about getting a second city going now that I have more than 24 villagers. Remember, I like to have 24 villagers per town, if you will, because that gives us a full amount, plus it lets me keep my highest tier of upgrades in the event that I lose villagers just due to being unhappy. You know, I feel like this is a good area for some bushes. So we'll throw some bushes in there. And that wall... Oh, well, no, we're all the way expanded to the border, which means building a wall on that side does nothing for our happiness. Let's go ahead and build, I think, a park. Let's build 2 parks. Ah, yes. Old Farloff has arrived. It's another thing you can tell it to pause. Ooh, there we go. The ability to make tools. This is huge. We need this. Steel pickaxes would also be nice. So ideally we'd get 35. Don't know if I have a way of getting 35, but it would be ideal. If I sold this and this, and I was willing to delay this, because I'm getting it for free, and I sold this and this... Now, I don't want to get in the habit of selling parts. The reason I don't want to get in the habit of selling parts... Oh, we don't need 35. We only need 25. Because we already have 10. The reason I don't want to get in the habit of selling parts is that very soon, in the prestige levels, parts go up like, you start using almost twice as many parts. Just because of how the game rounds up certain penalties that say you have to use 50% more per building. But when 50% more per building on buildings that only cost 1 rounds up to 2. And 50% more per camp goes from 3 to 5, which means that you end up almost doubling your parts usage. I mean, I could clearly get this if I was willing to, like, sell all the parts now. And I might do it, but I'm not going to feel good about doing it. Okay. What if I kept 8? Well, let's keep 9. We'll keep 9. Just so we can get where we need to go. And then, because I can get crystallized dew from trees, we will sell however much we need to crystallize dew to make up the difference. Of course, there's also an upcoming increase that says that traders are willing to give you less for your stuff. But you know what? I'm not there yet. So we're going to go ahead and go with this. And that's going to let us get a smithy and +1 to stone production, giving us quite a lot of stone. I'll tuck this back a little bit because now I want to put a smithy here. And that means I want to run a road right where I have this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this. And we're going to run a road through there. And then we're going to just shove this right up alongside. There we go. Okay, so it's been upgraded. And we need 4 decorations. Well, this is 3 of them. And we'll need 5 more to get all the way to the top. So we'll need 5 more. I like the idea of bushes. So we'll just put bushes there. And let's make this a nice city block. We'll run a road all the way around the back. I've got a pile of humans just making stuff. Which, you know, it occurs to me that with my pile of humans and our need for food rapidly becoming an issue, I should run these guys here. And we should mark the area around these fertile grounds for harvesting next. And that way I can make a farm here to grow more food. Plenty of fuel. Like that. This is why I love the wood. What is it? The woodcutter's prayer. +1 wood production just scales so very, very well. Let's go ahead and replace the stonecutter's camp workers with humans. Because I really like having the forum be populated entirely with harpies. It's got a harpy-style roof, so this just makes sense to me, and then everybody gets a plus 15% chance of bonus production. So these guys are operating at 25 before Citadel upgrades, because they've got 10 base plus 15, and then when we upgrade this, we can get that to another 10, getting us to 35, and that is very nice. Like, that is just great economically. Now, I haven't really been making packs of provisions, but, you know, right now we're kind of just working on food and clearing out space and building up supplies. You guys have been making flour, okay, but now you're out of stuff to grind into flour, so you should focus exclusively on planks. That's beautiful. Houses are going up everywhere. I love that. We have hit the storm. Now, I don't want hostility 3. So that gets us down to hostility 2. Let's take our last order. Dangerous glades. Well, this is basically TikTok, but it only adds 2. And we have to complete the glade events anyway. We're not really going to be smelting much, but, I mean, on the off chance that it happens, this might matter. So, yeah, I think we're good here. Harpies are a little bit unhappy, but I think I should hold off on... You know, I don't need to hold off. I'm just going to go ahead and fire a pile of woodcutters now. Maybe not. Maybe not quite. That's very nice. Are you... Yeah, you're completely cleared out. You haven't quite gotten enough space yet for me to move this in there. But what I can do is I can go ahead and go this way. And that'll work nicely. We can whoop. And I believe that plus a little bit of whoop. And we set this one to just berries. Not that I have the planks for it, because we have so many things that require planks right now. Just so many that require planks. But, you know, we are through that storm. 6 artifacts for every 2 completed dangerous and forbidden glade events. I love this. I don't like increasing housing, because that makes it harder for me to plan city expansions. And I don't like rebellious spirit, because I already have, like, once I get wine, I'm going to have a massive escalation of beaver happiness. So gaining more resolve that way just doesn't make me happy. So we're going to go ahead and do this. And we've got enough wood left over that I'm comfortable doubling this. It's not an issue yet, but I'm anticipating that in the near future it will be. We need more people, which I do want more humans more than I want more of anything else. So that's what we're going with. And let's make this beaver. And let's actually put 2 beavers in here for now. Beavers like working in those kind of technical places, and that's going to just rush our way to the 100 spark tooth that we need for this quest. Okay, we already have more than 25 fabrics. We're going to go ahead and fire these beavers here. And we're going to put them up here, making simple tools out of planks and whatever else they need to. We're not going to make coats, and we're not going to make trade goods. We're just going to make tools. Okay. Our decorations are up. So now we need... Wait. Are you kidding me? Okay. So it turns out that the forum is not entirely within city limits where I put it, which means I have to delete it. It's no good there. It's just no good. So we'll go ahead and just run a road here. And of course that means that this is kind of dumb. But I do need 6. We need 6 of that. So let's go ahead and put a wall corner here and here. We're going to move this over 1. And put a wall corner here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll get us to the top of what we need for comforting buildings. And then I think I can do something like a bunch of fire shrines to finish off everything we need to get to that one. We are going to fire these 2 beavers. I'm going to keep having some make spark do. For one thing, we've got such massive bonuses to it. For another, they like working there. And third, some glade events use spark do. I'm going to put 1 in here. We're going to set the. We're just going to take the cap off of fabric. And I really should be thinking about getting another woodcutters camp going. So I will. We'll get another woodcutters camp going right here. How are we doing on... We've got housing. We just need decorations. Beautiful. Got lots of production going on. We got a very pretty city. I'm going to run a little bit of a road just along this side because I think it would look natural there. And this. And you know what? If I delete this... No, I can't delete that. No, I can delete that. If I delete that and just give it another bush... It's a little inefficient, but I think it'll be pretty. Hey, Jorg. How you doing? Okay, you're willing to sell me the herb garden, which is nice. The rich in fiber, which is also nice. And the faster harvesting. Let's see here. I don't want to sell my flour because I can use that to make biscuits. I don't want to sell my bricks. Of these, I think this and this are probably the most important. So let's see if we can get to 26. I really should be thinking about trade routes. The fact that I'm not doing trade routes is probably bad. If I sold you all of my bricks and all of my fabric... and all of my planks, and all of my plant fiber. That does not get us anywhere near where I want to be. I'm not willing to sell food because I don't want people to starve. So if we only tried to get 17, we couldn't afford it. If we only try to get 9... Now, I'm willing to sell this because I got a boost to my fabric increase, so it's not terribly inefficient to be trading 6 for 3, 6 plant fiber for 3. And I'm willing to sell all this because we just hit clearance, and I've been growing it on a farm field. So we're going to have more very soon, so there's no problem there. I've got huge reserves of stone that I'm carving through, so that'll be a while before this becomes an issue. Anything I can do more efficiently than another? Yes, I can sell you 1 plank. Actually, if I take this down and I sell you 2 planks, that's extremely efficient, and we'll increase our harvesting speed so we can be more efficient with our crops, which will matter more once this plantation is up and running too. I mean, it's already good. It'll just be better. We're going to drop down to 1 guy in here so I can fully power this woodcutting camp. Cookhouse could be very nice, and of course I do want to be working in that plantation. So let's just put 2 humans in here for now, leaving 2... Is there any building I need to do? No, all of that is up. I've got 24 housing. I can put 4 people in here. We will make skewers out of insects and berries, which will make harpies happy, and we'll make biscuits out of flour and berries, which will make everybody happy. And then when we get to the storm, I'm going to fire 2 humans out of the cookhouse and have them start prepping a plantation. I'm thinking we'll go there next. We have a bunch of tools. My word, we have a bunch of tools. That's going to be great. Now, we've got a really solid economic town going on here. Plenty of fuel reserves, lowering the hostility of the forest. We've got a forum. Give it increasing our chances of production. It's really nice. You're going to get fired. You're going to get fired. Because I'm going to put both of you in this plantation. Alright, so we pause for the storm. We fire all of our woodcutters, which doesn't quite get us under here. But since sacrificing would be more expensive at this point, I kind of feel like my best course of action is to actually drop our hostility a little bit. Which I can't do because of this. But you know, them burning those... also lowers our hostility pretty far. So as soon as they burn... There we go. Now I can lower it, which will instantly make my people happy again. Look at that. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this right up here, and we are going to assume that we're going to get into this glade as soon as the year starts up again. And now that we have tools, we should be pretty set on most glade events. Rehire all that. Rehire all this. Ooh, free insects when you cut down trees, or scouts working faster for every firekeeper assigned to a hearth, just in time for us to build our second hearth. Speeding up dangerous glade events in Prestige is extremely important, but bonus insects is a lot of food that we're going to need. I'm going to go with the prayer book, though, because we've got our percent bonuses to production coming in. We've just opened up a second farm. I think we're going to be okay. Get more people. I'm going to go with this. Did I forget to fire these guys? Did I have a whole set of woodcutters going all the way through the storm? I think I did. Quite nice. Now at this point, I'm feeling 2 more harpies would be a good idea. We have enough of that. I do want to get, you know what, let's take these and focus them up here too, because I want to make sure I get into that glade as soon as possible. And then as soon as I have people working that glade, I will probably take some tools and go open this. But for now at least, I want to keep going with what we're doing. We've got so many tools, this is great. I also want to start making packs of provisions. Wow. Let's set a cap on skewers, since only harpies will eat them. See here, skewers are here, but they're not on anybody else's list. So if I set my skewer cap to, I think 3 times the number of people who will eat them is good. And then for biscuits, 22, 38, we'll set this to 200. It won't matter. We're going to run out of flour well before then, because I don't have any way of making more flour. I kind of bought the stuff I needed to make flour. And this is now empty. So we will move this up here. And it occurs to me I didn't have to make all of these. I could have just brought this over. And it would have been fine. But we'll do that for our next hub. Okay. Pause. Efficient flour and provisions would be great. So let's go ahead and delete this, because I'm not going to need it. We are all set there. The Harmony Spirit Altar is great. It increases the value of your service buildings. So let's go ahead and do it with tools. So we will send 2 humans up here to do that. We are also at the same time going to send 3 beavers up here to rebuild the provisioner. Over here, I do want to build farm fields. And pretty soon, we're going to want to do this. Also, I just noticed we've got some work for a trapper's camp in this area, which could be good. And that would let us make skewers out of not just insects, but also meat. So we're going to go ahead and add that. Also, that's a large. We need an upgraded forager's camp for that. You guys are out of supplies. Okay, so we'll get them out, and we're going to have them go and retrieve this cache, and we're going to open this cache for supplies. We're going to make flour out of roots. And since we still have more, I'm going to open up this cache for supplies as well, which will get us some scrolls that we'll immediately use in the forum. But more importantly, it's going to give us a box of crystallized dew, which we can use to make more tools, to open up more caches. And again, we have this 4 cache opening thing that we need to do. We need to do multiple glade events. Opening caches counts for that. So this is just overall excellent. Let's move you up against the tree line here. We'll run a road straight up this way, and we do want to think about where we're going to put this hearth, because I think I want to put a hearth in this area. It doesn't quite line up. We know how much I like having my hearths adjacent to each other, but I could do something like this very nicely. And I think that'll be pretty. So let's move this one here, and start clearing some space for another hearth. Meanwhile, that's almost done. Old Farlev would give us bonus copper. No. Carrying more items is very nice. Villagers moving faster on roads is nice. Wood cutting cap faster is fine. So if I can get 30, I really need to be thinking about making provisions. But if I can get 30 for all three of these, that could be huge. We have so much spark dew production during drizzle that I'm willing to sell all of this. And I'm actually willing to sell a bunch of tools. I don't think I'm going to need them all. And I can sell, I guess, 23 bricks, because we've got a pile of stone I haven't been using, to the point that I'm going to make stone roads soon, I think. And I've got a ton of loose wood. Let's do that. Now, I'm ignoring all of this because really, when it comes down to it, cornerstones are much more important. That said, I am tempted to buy copper ore and use it to make copper roads, but I don't want to get in the habit of doing that. Again, because pretty soon here there's going to be a prestige thing. It's like, hey, roads now cost 2 instead of 1 because that 50% increased cost gets rounded up. We get some, okay, copper. We get some coal. Love that. We get another building. There's our guild house. We have to take it. Have to take it because it's a quest for us to take the guild house. And I'm going to put a human in the provisioner and tell them to just make packs of provisions, which they will make out of berries, and they're going to stop at 20, because I want to make sure I have plenty to eat in the town. Food's not a problem right now, but I'm worried that it might become a problem. We have more than twice as much purging fire as we need. That's excellent. We have cleared out all of the area around this plantation, so I can make a road going to it. Let's go ahead and just run a road this way. Now, I would think about putting a storage over here, but at this point I'm not certain of exactly where all I'm expanding, and I don't want to put storage I don't need. We are going to go ahead and fire all of our woodcutters for this season. We're going to go ahead and just stick this. Yeah, we'll undo that. We're going to... I don't want to open up those small glades. Small glades are barely worth it, especially once you get higher on prestiges, where you start getting huge negatives for opening any glade at all. We do want to slide this over here. We want to make another plantation, because why wouldn't we? And make all of this farm fields. Wonderful. That's fired, that's fired. You're good where you are. I do want to see if we can open up this glade next year. And that gets us down to hostility 3. The people are still pretty happy, and then of course burning all of the blight that we have will lower our hostility. And we do also, of course, want that second small hearth, which I'm thinking of putting... Oh, I didn't quite cut out enough space. Which I will put up here in a minute. Do I have anything that's humans that doesn't need to be humans? Yes! This stonecutter camp could be quite nicely done with beavers, letting this be humans. And then we'll go ahead and get a mix of stuff. And look at that, we're at hostility 2. Everyone is happy. If I run this up here. I'm going to go ahead and just let them be less happy so we can continue cutting through the storm. Or at least start cutting through the storm. And we will, of course, rehire over here as well. And, ooh, clay per minute is massive. That would let me make bricks strictly out of clay. Or +2 stone production. I think I want +2 stone production because some of the trees have stone. And that is just going to be a massive amount of stone. Because we got +1, +2, so now we're getting 3 per. So that's our economic decisions. We're on year 8. Now, of course, I have been broadcasting for over an hour and 10 minutes, which means this is a great spot for me to cut the video. So if you're watching on YouTube, keep in mind you can catch me live. The plan for schedule for streaming is to stream on twitch.tv/dreadcanary Monday and Thursday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, going until I complete a city or lose. Completing a city usually is like 2 to 2.5 hours, though on higher prestiges it might slow down once we get enough problems that getting our feet under us at the beginning of a year might be a problem. But that's the plan, is Mondays and Thursdays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. You can, of course, follow me at Ghostfinch Media on Twitter, where I will announce streams as they go live. And, of course, any changes to the schedule, if I have to take a week off, and if other projects come out, I will be announcing them there. So that's the place to go to get any updates on the goings-on of the Dread Canary and his various creations. Regardless, I hope you enjoy this. If you made it this far, I certainly appreciate it. I would love a subscribe or a note or a, flick the bell for notifications, or comments on things you think I did well or poorly, explanations you'd like me to see me do. Maybe other kinds of videos you'd like to see me do. I made one that was just a speed run to show because a fan requested it. So I'm on the lookout for more content. Regardless, I hope you have yourselves a great day, and I would love to see you in the next one. Have a great day.